Alrighty, welcome back to round 2 of the Coalition League. This game is going to be PLG Pendulum Gaming versus Rawr Rampage. Alongside me, I am Angelic Poro, and alongside me, my caster friend is going to be Mr. No Emotion.
Yo, what is up, everyone?
Alright, let's quickly run through the lineups of both teams. So, interestingly enough, the roster for today for Rampage is going to be, instead of their traditional support player, it's going to be Winter07. Now, we haven't seen too much of him, but I'm sure he's going to do some pretty big things on this lineup, since Baby Rope Bunny is usually a quite strong ADC and support player, so I'm sure she can lead Winter into the right direction. As for Pendulum, it's going to be alright, since they have their main lineup. Oh, Emotion, what do you think is going to happen between this new lineup of Rampage versus PLG?
I think it's going to be a pretty close fight between them.
Close fight? Well,
Yeah,
anything can happen for sure. Winter, again, we haven't seen him since he hasn't joined the team until this week. So, it's a possibility that Winter might bring back the team a little bit, but we have no idea. We already know Todd, Chubby Bunny, and Baby Rope Bunny has quite a strong firepower. However, they don't have Finny on the starting roster this time. So, yeah, since Finny isn't here, we don't know what the true firepower of Rampage is going to be. As for now, Emotion, do you have any worries that PLG might bring out? And what do you think, what will Rampage exploit of Pendulum?
like the Wukong from last game was a pretty good pick, in my opinion. Because he does do a lot of CC, and because right now Wukong is in a pretty good position in League. They just got a buff, right?
Well, for sure, they haven't nerfed it yet, nor a buff. Wukong is still pretty strong. People are still trying to adjust into Wukong. Was it? I'll just say the remastered version. So not a lot of teams picked up on Wukong and quite mastered it yet. So if Pendulum doesn't ban this, I think Rawr will possibly pick this up if Pendulum doesn't pick this. So I think if Pendulum doesn't ban it or pick it, it's gonna be a big mistake for them.
Yeah, from the last matchup, we can see Wukong getting first pick, which in these like games they can abuse it a lot with his powerful CC and heal from the Conqueror.
I see. Yeah, for sure. So we all know that PLG doesn't have the best of records. Currently, I believe, was it 1-7, if I'm not mistaken, before round 1. Yeah, they are 1-7, I believe, or 1-6. I'm not quite too sure, but yeah, they are in 7th place as of right now. So we don't know what's gonna happen. They might bring out some new picks that we haven't seen before. So yeah. I say one player that stands out to me the most, it's gonna be I wanna say Timic. With the last 2 weeks that's going on, that Timic seems a really strong solo player and really easily to pick up the pace of the game. So regardless of what happens, I think Timic is a great rhythm maker and pace, and it controls the pace of the game, I should say. And with that, I believe Pro Draft should be starting soon. Just give us a moment. Alright, stream Pro Draft should be starting soon. And now we're just waiting for both teams to confirm it. And the Pro Draft has started, so Phase 1 ban should be the Wukong, unless they want to prioritize something else. Just my prediction, but we shall see. As
The
Hong Wan said,
Darius ban.
yeah, a really good ban. So Rawr instead bans this instead, so they don't want to play against it. The interesting is though, we don't see many Darius players nowadays since I wouldn't say it's in meta, but it doesn't really fit the team comp or the meta right now. And of course, we do see a Misfortune ban targeting Baby Rope Bunny. Same with Irelia. Aurelia will be targeted against, I believe, Todd. And for Rawr, Rampage, it's gonna be Nocturne and Volibear. So targeting Timic.
Okay, let's see the first pick from Pendulum.
So we'll see. This might be an Ashe. And she did get a buff, so it would make total sense to see an Ashe here. And they do pick it up. I believe
Ashe.
it was, what, 10, plus 10% at level 5Q? Is Ashe's buff, I believe. So, not a big buff, but it's still something to be worried about.
Yeah, it's not a big buff, but apparently it's Ashe and his passive with the Q really do help him a lot. And the Cutling from Kate from the Rawr.
Yup, Caitlyn, Baby Roll Bunny, pulling out again. Um, I wasn't sure, but they did ban the MF. I was gonna expect them to ban the Caitlyn also, so they narrowed down the champion pool of Baby Roll Bunny. But I assume that they wanted to target Todd also with the third ban. And they do pick up the Pike with the Caitlyn, so interestingly so far they're probably gonna try a Pike pull into a trap or something like that, or they might send it mid. Who knows?
Pike is pretty good just by himself alone. The champion is really good at engaging and disengaging, like in our position.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
the Leona pick from the
So if our predictions are right, and if is Pike support, we can assume that Leona would just counteract the Pike in every way, shape, or form. At least to me. Um, if it is gonna be Pike mid, we can expect a pretty burst heavy mage like Syndra as they just picked. So no matter where it goes, Pike is gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, I agree with you. At this point, Pike is going to have a hard time in this matchup against Leona and Shindra. Both have a tons of CC and burst.
Right, Syndra being known as just a plus R champ, it's gonna be really hard, and it is gonna be the Pike support. Unless they're gonna putting it up top, but I don't quite see the benefits of putting Akali top. So it's 9 times out of 10 gonna be Pike support and Akali mid. As for Todd playing Akali, I haven't quite seen him play Akali before, but this could be quite a treat, to say the least. As for the Phase 2 bans, it's gonna be Elise and Sejuani. What do you think about those two bans right now?
Elise is pretty good. I mean, they both have a lot of CC, and they are Syndra can in early game they both can burst out when they gank. It's pretty good ban right now. And let's see the last ban.
Right. Rawr did round out their bans with a Warwick, and Pendulum will round off their bans with the Fiora. And they instant lock the Jarvan, so they will have a lot of playmaking tools with Jarvan and Pike. I'm just worried how they're gonna fit Akali into the composition. it doesn't seem like Akali is gonna quite fit into the comp, but we will see. And to run off Pendulum's picks will be Olaf and possibly a Cho'Gath. So it will be a Cho'Gath, so it's gonna be a tank top versus whatever Rawr Rampage will pick.
Cho'Gath is pretty good at topping. They do get a lot of heal and CC. I see what the Yorick top.
Yorick, okay. Alright, so the one thing I do have a problem with Pendulum's picks is the Olaf. It really doesn't quite fit if since he doesn't have a lot of tools around him. Olaf can just easily just die in no matter what they do, which is my problem.
It really depends, because the Pendulum got a Leona and Ash. I mean, they can't do a really play together.
Right.
I thought.
But Olaf is just not one of the champions he's known to play well in organized five as one of early game picks. Olaf would usually have a lot of tools around him. But we'll see what happens with Pendulum with this Olaf, Syndra, Leona, Ashe, and Cho'Gath. And let's see how Rawr Rampage will answer back on the Rift with Caitlyn, Pyke, Akali, Jarvan, and Yorick. Do we have any last things to say before we head into an intermission?
It's kind of weird matchup.
Alright. As the last point, as we said, we'll see these two on the Rift when the intermission is over. So until then, we will be heading into intermission and we'll be playing some music. Alright, welcome back to the Rift. As a reminder, this is PLG Pendulum Gaming versus Rawr Rampage. As we start off, we do see we don't see them invading at all, so they're gonna do a traditional 5-point at least to say. As we see, as per usual, we do see a mid lane in pixel area, top lane near their tri-bush, and bot lane doing their thing at the bot lane.
So, what do you think about each team's camp?
Can you repeat that real quick?
What do you think of each camp from each team?
Each comp. Well, as we said during pro draft, I'm not too fond of PLG's composition, but however, they do have Cho'Gath for basically infinite, what's that word? Scaling, and Olaf can be used as a split pusher, as said per in the chat. For Rampage, it's definitely higher skill cap, but they have a lot of tools with it.
Rawr do have a lot of tool on the bursty damage, and we can see PLG do have a lot of CC.
For sure, they do have a lot of CC, and maybe they will use that with Olaf to melt all of them. But as for right now, we do see that Todd does poke out CERN quite a bit, and that is something to be aware of. That that Surf already has to use a potion.
Oh, we can see the gank in the middle on Javern.
Right, right. That's right. Pardon me. I had something happen in real life. As right now, Yorick already has his ghoul out, so it's gonna be quite hard for Cho'Gath to do anything without getting damaged. So there we go with Chubby Bunny. As for Syndra in the mid lane, we already have a stun. He already procced the electrocute, and Todd is just getting melted constantly. Olaf is in the area, so they might be able to pick up a kill soon. As we do see a silent time knockup coming out from Cho'Gath onto Yorick. Both junglers are in the area. They turn onto Olaf. Will Olaf die here? We do see a wall coming out from Yorick, and Jarvan will pick up the kill. Will Cho'Gath be the next victim of J4's wrath? Yorick flushes in, and will get the Gravedigger onto the Cho'Gath. Great play coming out from Rampage there. As we see, probably heading to Scuttle, but there wasn't much to happen there. So I guess Jarvan just collapsed on Olaf or something. What do you think?
In early game, yes, definitely. Jarvan's do a lot of damage, and so for the top lane, you can see Yorick is pressuring against the gank by the Jarvan in top lane.
It seems like the gank doesn't happen though. So possibly they would just try to get Yorick to split as much as possible. Is that a possibility that you think?
Yes.
Alright. Definitely a possibility. That's probably what I think Yorick has to do this entire game. Not too sure. Cho'Gath probably just has to stack up as much as possible until late game comes. So maybe they'll delay Yorick a bit so Cho'Gath can come online to help Syndra.
And we can see in the mid, we do have Akali having more CS than the Syndra. And the jungle, I mean ADC, Kate do have more CS than the Ashe.
Right, but gotta remember that CS. Oh, hold that thought real quick. Syndra gets chunked quite a lot. And it gets another Q. However, Olaf is in the area. What will Olaf do? The lightning comes out. The stun does come out. Syndra ignites, but will not be able to land her balls. Jordan is in the area, so they might try to go on Syndra here. Let's see. Flag drag over. Syndra will get caught, and she will be flagged down. A great realization from Fire Turtle. Especially with no vision, so he really had to time that correctly. Hold that thought real quick. The walk comes out. Cho'Gath, mini skirmish coming out in the top lane, and it seems Cho'Gath will get the favorable trade in the end. Not looking too good for Chubby Bunny. And they already pick up the dragon.
Cloud Dragon is really good for the Rawr team because, especially for the pipe, the ultimate if the ultimate chains up, be really disgusting.
Right, but you really can't say that about Cloud Dragons. Works with especially well with any champion. The only situation it wouldn't be good on if it was like on a champion like Udyr. And we do see Timic does take the red. Rift is coming up soon, so I would hopefully to see Rawr Rampage to set up wards in that area. What do you think that PLG will have to do within the next 30 seconds if they want to get this Drake? Or this Herald, I mean.
Herald? Definitely have to pressure the top lane a bit more and mid lane.
Right.
Sub layer.
Right, for sure. They would have to, especially pressure top lane just to get Chubby Bunny out of lane and then go straight for it. If that's what you're trying to say. A stun does come out, and Syndra does hit the Q. What is happening? Miss stun coming out, miss hook, Syndra goes in, will get the kill, flash, exhaust, will she be able to live here? This is a close one, and Todd will go down. Todd getting a little bit greedy after getting the kill. He didn't have to go for the kill there. It would have been cleaner if he didn't. But he did get the kill, and Syndra is now 0-2. A hook comes out, Zenith Blade does come out, and a full-fledged teamfight is coming out. Winter is extremely low, regenning. Baby Roll Bunny is out of position, not getting as much damage as possible. Pyke will fall. Caitlyn, Ashe in the backline, still slowly auto-attacking. The flash that comes out, and the Q will land on the Ashe. And Leona is Leona is still trying to get a fight. Caitlyn R would not be able to kill, but will force her to back.
So we can see the top. Chubby Bunny is constantly pressure the top lane.
Yeah, that also, and he is setting up a kind of like a split push, kind of, or like a slow push. I mean, since yeah, it's not the best of place for Cho'Gath to be for the wave, but it's still something. The Saz comes out, and I assume York lets us go back to digging his grave. Olaf is there though. This isn't a good place for York to be. Maiden comes out, and who will go down here? Yorick just slams the Olaf immediately. Slams the Cho'Gath. Both flash. And Cho'Gath would live to see another day. However, the Maiden's still on Cho'Gath, so we might see something else. However, in the mid lane, Akali is gonna go down, possibly, with this their use of stun, and Akali will live to see one more day. Yorick in the top lane. And they do pick up the kill onto Cho'Gath. Yorick 3-0. Really strong. Miss hook coming up from Pyke. Will the stun land though? Yes it will. Ashe misses the arrow. And execute coming out from Pyke. A really well timed stun coming out from Winter07. And an even better team communication coming out from Rampage.
Yes, there's more communication from the Rampage. Couldn't quite see anything from the PLG.
Right. As Winter07 continues to stack up these execute, it's going to be quite worrisome as they're going to get a lot more gold. Oh, look at that damage onto Ashe. Olaf. Here he uses Ragnarok, but...
And they see the Akali.
Oh, the Zenith Blade does land. Oh, Akali does go straight in though. Ragnarok is out. Or offline. Winter has to be careful. Akali will go back in. Uses an ult. And what will happen? Will she be able to pick up a double kill? We will see now. Oh yes, she will get the triple kill. And will sacrifice herself in the end.
So Rawr is going to play around Drake for now. And they do trying to cut the Syndra in the mid.
Yeah, they will catch the Syndra. They get the stun. Jarvan will go on. The Cataclysm does go on. And electrocute. Syndra able to pick one, but not the other. At this point, I'm gonna have to say that Jarvan and Yorick, same with Akali, is gonna be the main threats of this game, regardless of what bot lane do or does. Cho'Gath not really able to find the opening, but it's gonna be a
pause.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pause. So it seems like somebody's internet has crashed. If this goes longer than 1 minute or 30 seconds, we might be heading into intermission. Let's talk about now, since Diri just got the kill onto Syndra, what do you think that Rampage is trying to go for right now? Since we already see them, they're already postured up for Drake, they're already in the pit looking for words. What do you think is gonna happen within the next couple of minutes?
Since Leona doesn't have ult, I don't really see they can counter against for the dragon play. But we will see from the PLG how will they fight against like position.
For sure, for sure. Syndra is coming back up, so that's something we do have to remember. Ashe does have the crystal arrow. And they immediately take the Drake. Olaf is in the pit in a terrible position. Execute comes out, giving more gold over to Rampage. And will they be able to find more?
And we can see trying to clear the vision.
And Chubby Bunny just doing what he wants. And he's just a monster right now. He heals, he does everything, and he takes the towers extremely fast. Todd, Pyke, bot lane, doing massive amounts of damage. Ashe is extremely low. Todd will go in, flash, and he will die to the tower. However, Leona, extremely low. Top lane, Yorick goes down, and it seems they're gonna go for a tower at top bot lane. And Chubby Bunny will sacrifice his life for it.
The trade between each team for the bot and top play.
Right. Chubby Bunny just too far up for too long. Syndra coming around to the side and just kills him instantly. Same with Olaf. Saw Chubby Bunny didn't take any chances to go ward and stuff, and that's the price he has to pay. And he doesn't
Yeah,
even get the tower in the end.
we can really see that for the blue team, there isn't really vision in the jungle, and the right team has warded out the rivers.
Yep, it is quite ward heavy for Rampage right now near Herald. Yet, this seems like they do not much about it. Just sending Olaf to clear the control wards. Even when they are postured up for Rift. Akali onto Ashe. Uses the Blade of the Brewing King. How much will it help though? And she will get instantly bursted down. Jarvan. Oh, it's a triple stun. Cataclysm. Pyke is still alive somehow. Olaf goes in. And the turnaround from Pyke. Oh my god, that turns into a 4-0 for Rampage. A cross map.
Alright, we can see them trying to set up for the Rift play. I mean, I'm trying to take the Rift. Cho'Gath does go to the mid and trying to push mid.
They were set up for it. They were doing it. And then something just fell through. And then it just turned out that Pendulum just you know, just died. And
Yeah.
can't really say much about it. Mid lane, they are taking the tower down. Jarvan is in the back, so they maybe might get a Dragon Flag, however he walks back out.
I like how Cho'Gath went for the mid instead of top, defending that turret. Probably can't stand against the chubby bunnies.
Oh, the stun though.
Pressure.
Stun, ignite, Cho'Gath gets the kill. However, in the top lane, Yorick is there, slowly taking the turret. Cho'Gath forced to teleport, and gets a summoner's advantage off that. So I think, what do you think Pendulum will have to do right now to stay in the game? Because we do see them run what is it? I want to say AK gold lead up. Let's stop that for a second. Yorick on the opposite side of the map is slowly killing both the Syndra and Olaf. He's extremely low right now, but he's not quite dead. Syndra chasing. This could be a quite mistake. Chubby Bunny goes down. Leona is extremely low. Pyke is trying to find this Leona. It's like the Sharks. Jarvan is there. And it seems they will give it over to Caitlyn. However, Todd, just slowly going after Ashe, gets melted down immediately and will walk out.
I really want to see play from PLG by the Leona and Ashe, since they do have a lot of CC. At this point, CC do help them a lot because they're behind.
Right. Especially since what that thought Cataclysm goes on into Syndra. And Syndra will get bursted down immediately from only Pyke and Jarvan alone. Teleported does come in. I believe this is Akali. Yes, it is. Todd joins the fray. And it seems they will try to go for this Drake or tower. And they do use the Herald, surprisingly enough. And it seems like Jarvan will solo the Drake.
Since the right team is keeping the blue team busy, Jarvan will solo the Drake. And see Yorick split pushing.
Right. Yorick is still splitting to right now. Cho'Gath is with the team, so we'll see what happens. So maybe to try to freeze it, try to build up a slow push. Todd, Gunblade, will not get stunned by Leona. Misses. Olaf is on to Caitlyn. Oh, this is very close. Olaf able to get the kill. Akali on the opposite side of 2v1. She does get exhaust. Now it's a 3v1. What will happen? Leona is extremely low. Todd is able to get more kills. Flashes. Zonya's. Does she have Shroud? No, she does not, and gets chopped.
Was that good play? But they're losing the inhibitor by Yorick split pushing.
Right.
And Yorick is trying to take the Shindra.
Right. Let's quickly take a look. Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. A crystal arrow comes on. Now Olaf is already on the job. Ashe, Olaf, Syndra. It's too much for Yorick to handle. And now let's take a look into each bro's gold as of right now. It seems like Yorick rounding around 10k now. And nobody is around that mark except for Jarvan. And possibly Caitlyn.
There's huge goal difference between each team.
Right. And the gold lead that's right now 41 to 31. It seems like it's mostly coming out from Yorick, Jarvan, basically everyone on Rampage's team. They all have around 1 or 2k gold lead, regardless of what happened of this game. You would expect that at least the ADCs would be around the same, considering they don't have that much kill differential, but the CS really made up for it, especially with the 70 CS difference coming out on Yorick. And it seems what they're starting or prepping for Baron.
At this point, every team is looking for the Baron.
It seems right. Chubby Bunny. They're just slowly getting poked down from Ashe. Olaf is in the area, but not much is happening. This could be really crucial for PLG if they want to stay in this game. They will have to win this fight. Akali is on the side. She is on the job. Gets the unleashed power from Syndra. Leona gets melted down immediately. Same with Jarvan. Ashe is in the backline. Is still able to live. Bork does not do much. Pyke in the backline, getting executed onto Olaf. Yorick is still alive somehow. 4v1. And the shots coming out from Yorick is able to kill the Syndra. Cho'Gath is slightly too low. And they will find another turret. Maybe another turret indeed. And maybe possibly another inhibitor.
4 for 1.
Right, for sure. 4 for 1 indeed for Rampage. However, this is quite the curious, situation that PLG is in now. Not with the Baron, but with gold lead insurmountable. Ashe just instantly gets headshotted around. Olaf, Cho'Gath, what are they gonna do? They're all very low. Ignite, unleash powers. Yorick just heals up 300 off of Triumph. And it's basically gonna be over. Cho'Gath just doing nothing. The unleashed power wasn't enough. They didn't have enough power. They didn't have enough strength to go on through this game. They just did way too much.
It's the victory for Rawr.
Right. Congratulations to Rampage. Picking up another win in this. Let's quickly take a look into the damage charts. Or the charts. And we see that Yorick did 25k.
A split push really helped him a lot.
Even though he wasn't with the team, he did so much. There was one thing that I wanted to change from PLG was the jungler. But in your mind, what do you think PLG had to change with the thing, with their team comp or gameplay?
In this game, the top lanes really got destroyed from the Yorick.
For sure.
Early game, you can see that they really play a bad play from Jarvan picking off the Cho'Gath.
Right. Cho'Gath just not able to do much against Yorick since Yorick is kind of like a bruiser. Um, he just does way too much damage for the early game for Cho'Gath to handle. So if that's something I have to change, it would definitely be the top laner with the jungler. The mid and bot lane was fine, but Todd bring out the Kali, doing a lot of damage, and it's quite something else, man. It's quite something else. Just Rampage, just killing all of them.
Akali is taking the ball the whole game. Like the whole game, there's like 4 balls for the ball lane.
Yep, he was just bot lane like basically the entire game. Do we have any last point before heading into intermission?
Um, we can see they have a 3 conquer.
They have 3 conquerors. Oh, they do indeed. So that's probably why they couldn't kill them. As this game comes to an end, or it is the end, I should say, with 23 minutes on the clock. We're going to be heading into intermissions. I believe will be. We're not too sure since some games are delayed. So as soon as we find out, we will tell you guys, and we will come back from intermission. So until then, we'll be heading into intermission, and we'll see you guys then.